Okay, morning everyone. We're out early, it's not bright, it's a bit gloomy, and this is going to be titled Blood, Sweat and Tears. So tune in, see what I'm talking about, roll the intro. Yeah, morning everyone. Blood, sweat and tears. This is the maiden flight of the Dynam Hurricane Mk1 version 2. Don't know where to start really. Honestly, I bought this well over a year ago, unboxed it and thought, oh my god, and put it back in the box, and that's where it stayed. But I decided to bite the bullet and try and get it sorted out. Let me start with a few issues. Basically, when I unboxed it, obviously the fuselage is in two halves. It wasn't pressed together properly. There was more glue smeared over there than I've used on every kit I've put together over the last X amount of years. So basically, I've had to re-glue it, clamp it, rub the glue down that they got everywhere, repaint right around the plane, the seams. Then the circuit board for the LEDs didn't work. They're supposed to flash and you're supposed to be able to have them on constant flash. Didn't work. What did Dynam do? Put a set of landing lights on the wings and put red LEDs in. Who puts red LEDs in landing lights? They should be white. So, you know, that was just so annoying. So I haven't even got those working. Then, when I was assembling it, I flexed in the rudder and the rudder control surface came off. It just split, it gave up the ghost. So that's had to be re-glued and hinged. And honestly, the pilot wouldn't fit. There was no floor for the pilot to sit in, so I've had to make a seat for the pilot to sit on. And you know, we're modelers, right? I expect to do these things. But these Dynam planes, they're not cheap. And, you know, I paid quite a bit of money for this one. And I'm sorry, you know, it's just not good enough. This is supposed to be the version 2 with certain things upgraded retracts, but honestly, it's probably the worst unboxing experience of my life. But there you are, okay? There it is, in all its glory. We had a nightmare. My paint technician, Cheryl, she really struggled to match the paint. We had, like, we could get flat earth, but we couldn't get any dark earth paint for love and money, so we had to just sort of like touch it up. And it doesn't matter, it's a warbird, you know. It's from Hurricanes in the Battle of Britain colours. It would have been shot to pieces, it would have been repainted, it would have been dirty, so I'm not too bothered about that. It just adds to the realism really. Is it going to take off? I don't know. It's got what looked to me to be the most rickety retracts, landing gear I've ever seen on a plane, so I'm not sure. What else can I tell you? It's a just over a 1.2 meter wingspan, and it's designed to run on 4S 2200, and I'll just get the specs now because I find it hard to go through the specs sometimes when I'm flying. Yeah, so it's a 1.250 millimeter wingspan. It's, as I said, 4S 2200 25C. Now this is important because the recommended battery 25C. I've got 2800 4S and 2200s. They're both around the 50C mark, so they're quite bulky batteries. The recommended CG is 65mm to 70mm. I've actually had to add 60 grams of lead 60 grams of extra weight to get it to balance in the middle of that CG point. So, you know, I hope the book CG is right. We're going to soon find out. It's got the motor is a Dynam BM 3720 600 kV, and in 2020 they upgraded from a 40 amp to a 50 amp Skylord ESC. One thing about the ESC, if you buy one of these and you're setting it up on a Spectrum radio, you'll probably find that when you plug the battery in, you get all this like beeping noises, and that's because the only way I could get this to work was by putting the throttle trim all the way down to the bottom. Then it would go through a startup cycle and beep how many cells it was running, and then finish, you know, its setup process. So a little bit of a word of caution there, because the other thing as well is when you put the throttle cut on, after adjusting that throttle trim, when you turn the throttle cut off, the motor will start spinning up. So you've also then got to go into your servo travel and adjust it so as, you know, when you take the throttle cut off, the motor doesn't spin up. So a little bit of a word of caution there, but there you are. Let me just make sure. I said, yeah, it's got 6 9-gram servos, it's got flaps, and as I said, it's a 3-bladed 13x7 propeller. So, you know, fingers crossed. I'm quite nervous today. Just hope that it, you know, it goes well. But there you are, talking out the way. It's time to get on with it now. So let's get my controller. Time to start. Okay then, wish me luck. Here we go. Because I do feel quite nervous today. So. Oh dear.
Bloop.
The track's gone.
Oh no. Blood, sweat and tears.
Well, there we go guys, what can I say? I tell you something now, right? I will not be wasting any more money on Dynam models. What a pile of crap. I mean, literally just taking off there, that retract has got like 3 blobs of glue and it's just ripped straight out. Taking off okay, but end of fun unfortunately. Come in close. Well, there you are, all that preparation, all the work. If we look at this, right, we've got no glue on that side of the servo mount whatsoever. There's just a little tiny bit of glue going around there. Basically, there's not enough glue there. You can see where the paint's come off, and honestly, it just beggars belief really that this had a sticker on it saying quality control checked. You know, I don't like rubbishing things. I pay my money, and you know, and I tried to sort of like think to myself, well, you know, let's give it the benefit of the doubt. But you know, plenty of people like this plane. They say it flies great, but obviously if your retract's not glued in, then how are you going to take off? I'm not going to hand launch it because the grass is so short and it's quite hard, the ground as well. So basically, you know, after getting up at like ridiculous time this morning, and yesterday charging batteries, checking the CG, putting lead in, making sure I got that balance, all that work, and now I'm going home and I feel just completely deflated. And I'll just say for the record once more, I will never ever buy a Dynam plane again. Well, with this and the Tiger Moth took weeks to sort out, but I mean the Tiger Moth was just nowhere near like as bad as this. And if we look, you know, literally it's had to be sanded down and then glued all the way right around right around the fuselage. So not only did we have to sand the glue off and repaint, but we had to use lightweight filler, because for us in the UK it was like Cheddar Gorge. For my American friends it was like the Grand Canyon. I mean, that's the gap we're talking about. So it was glued, rubber banded, squeezed back together, sanded there, because the glue was literally about 1/16 of an inch either side of that seam, right the way along the plane where the glue had just squeezed out. They hadn't bothered to wipe it off. It was horrendous, but there you go. Obviously I got to post this video because I've got nothing else to put on. Didn't bring any other planes with me, and it's forecast for rain tomorrow, but trust me, I'm upset. I mean, that has just really spooked me today now. What can I say? You know, there you are. Like a lot of the guys out there, I believe in telling it like it is. I'm going to post this because, you know, might save somebody nearly £300. You know, if they're going to buy one of these, I would say don't waste your money and wait till E-flite bring a bloody Hawker Hurricane out. And that's the problem, really. Dynam make planes that people want, that other companies don't make. So if you want a Mark 1 Hawker Hurricane, you know, and you want a foam model, really there's no, I mean, E-flite did do one, but they discontinued it. So, you know, it's a shame really. Their quality control is useless. And it's not just me, there's video after video after video on YouTube of people with problems with Dynam planes. But there you go. I'm not a Dynam fan. I won't be wasting my money again. You never know. A couple of weeks, glue that retract back in, and I'll see you again with the maiden flight of the, or the re-maiden of the Hawker Hurricane. So thanks for watching.
Bye.